How we doing, guys? And welcome back to the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Richie. Wanted to hit on the Game 3 NBA Finals preview, which is going to be getting played tomorrow. Also want to hit on the Rangers Lightning's pivotal Game 4 tonight, while the Colorado Avalanche, who are the Western Conference NHL champs, wait on the winner of that. Also have Miguel Andujar requesting a trade from my New York Yankees. Want to dive onto that subject matter and look into it and see if Mickey really has a beef. And we're going to start here with baseball and move it along into the NBA and NHL Finals talk. Miguel Andujar requesting a trade from the New York Yankees over this past weekend. I can't say that he's wrong. Andujar had a great 2018, putting his name on the map, finishing third in Rookie of the Year voting. He was marred with injuries, but another part of the reason why he has been constantly sent down to Scranton and back up to the big team has been his inability to claim a position. Originally, the Yankees attempted to make him a third baseman. That did not work out. Yankees currently have Josh Donaldson manning down that position. And in the outfield, he was sent down because of a recovering Giancarlo Stanton, who was on the injured list. Andujar in only 12 games is hitting .268, and he's been very productive. And I noticed that among social media, a lot of Yankee fans have been upset because of the fact that guys like Joey Gallo and Aaron Hicks are in the everyday lineup and not hitting as well. But I do think something to take into consideration. Aaron Hicks is not an attractive player to move, and Joey Gallo is on the final year of his deal. He was brought in essentially as a rental. It's the final year of his deal. Very unlikely he returns to the Yankees. If I was Miguel Andujar's agent, I would suggest that the advice I give him is play hard in the minors and do your absolute best to get back to the main team, because I do believe that next year, if Andujar was still a member of the Yankees, he would be able to potentially take over that left field position on a more permanent basis. But when Gallo's making the money he's making, and Hicks and Gallo are both superior defensively to Andujar, essentially that is part of the Yankees' reasoning as to why Miguel Andujar is not on the current main roster. But it's frustrating for him because, just a few years back, he was more than a part of the plan. Other New York team, the Mets, definitely proved their worth. The Mets are down 3 starting pitchers. McGill, DeGrom, and Scherzer are all on the injured list. Started off slow in their 4-game slate against the Los Angeles Dodgers, starting a gauntlet of games on the West Coast. And for the Mets to win the final 2, it pushes them back as the number 1 team in the National League record-wise. More importantly, I think from a morale boost, it proves to them that they have the ability to play with the big boys in the National League. And when you think about the fact that the Mets are missing 3/5 of their starting rotation, it speaks a lot on their toughness and the depth of the team. Last evening, the Colorado Avalanche clinched the Western Conference Finals with a 6-5 overtime victory over the Edmonton Oilers. I myself was taken back at the ease that the Avalanche won this series in. Going in, I predicted that this would be a much longer series. Got to tip your hat to the Avalanche. They've been, in my opinion, the most impressive team during these playoffs. And an advantage for them is now they get to sit back, relax, and wait on the winner of the Eastern Conference Series. New York Rangers are heading into Tampa for Game 4. Disappointing loss Game 3. The Rangers, for a decent portion of the game, outplayed the Lightning. But you got to finish out the game. It's an hour-long game. And in the final period, the Rangers looked a little tired, and the Lightning took advantage of the chances they were given. The Rangers throughout these playoffs have responded very well after a disappointing loss. I expect the same tonight, And I do believe the New York Rangers are going to win a close one tonight. I'm giving the Rangers a 3-2 victory in regulation. I do like the Rangers to go back to MSG up 3-1 with a chance to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. Tomorrow night at 9, we're going to have Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Boston opened up the series, winning a shocker on the road. Game 2 looked a lot more like what I expected to see with these two teams in this series. I think you're going to see more of what happened in Game 2 translating over into Game 3. I expect the Celtics to get off to a decent start. They're going to be in front of their home crowd, and it's going to be emotional. But I do believe that once things settle in, I think the team with the more offensive depth and the team with more firepower is going to do what they have to do, that being the Golden State Warriors. I admire the Celtics as a really good defensive team. But ultimately, I think the real difference in this series is that the Golden State Warriors have the ability to not only run up and down the court and tire out opponents, but to also stretch out opponents and just get more quality shots. And player for player, I just feel that the Golden State Warriors are less likely to go into an elongated shooting slump. And I think that's going to be not only the difference in Game 3, but the difference in the series. Going into the series, I predicted that the Warriors would win this thing in 6. I stand by that. The NBA format currently in the finals is 2-2-1-1-1. It was previously 2-3-2. In a funny way, I actually think that that benefits the Celtics, because through these playoffs, the Celtics have been very strange, just looking like a better team on the road. They've had some stinkers at home. I don't necessarily think that tonight will be the case. I do expect tomorrow night, I do expect a competitive ball game. I just think the Warriors have been there. They've done that. And I think they're going to prove why they've been 3-time champions and, in my opinion, soon to be 4-time champions. Had a great time doing the hip-hop show just a few days ago. Definitely, if you haven't had a chance, check that out. Yeah, Zach, I got to agree with you, buddy. Warriors definitely got this. My buddy Zach, who's been on a few shows here, commenting. Zach, you working today, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I was saying the hip-hop show, definitely something a little different. A friend of the show definitely gave me some strong input, and I always appreciate any and all criticism, saying that we should have possibly harped a little more on Jack Harlow's catalog. Oh, cool, Zach. I'll see you then. Good to have you back. And I tend to agree. You know, when we're trying new things, we are always open to criticism and just getting better. Definitely enjoyed the show, though. And, you know, I do want to do more things like that. I want to hit on more entertainment shows as well as music shows. I think it's always good to change things up. And even in certain shows, just as segues, definitely had a great time. And a big shout out to Idris and Zay for providing some of their experiences, not only being in the hip hop game on different levels, but also being hip hop fans. Yeah, I wish I wasn't working today. I really want to watch that Rangers game, so I'm going to try to hustle home and see as much of Game 4 as I could. It's definitely going to be exciting. And depending on if the series actually does go 6 or more, I am also going to try to attend Game 6 in Tampa. We'll see how that plays out. But I want to wish everybody a great Tuesday and a great week. I'll be back soon, guys. Take care.